Hello, everybody, and welcome to SciEnts Sundays. I am your host, Apprentice Girl Medical, and right now it's just me and y'all. So, I would just like to say thanks for joining us, thanks for watching. I'm going to have some links posted here in the chat for the Discord that we use. You can join us on Discord and ask any questions. Uh, Also, if you would like to ask questions during the show, just throw them up in chat. Um, not sure if anybody's going to join us today. I know Possum planned on stopping in and saying hi. Hopefully he'll be here and definitely going to have a good show to talk about, guys. So first and foremost, I'd like to give a big shout out to the Science Network and everybody in the crew. Everybody's busy doing their own thing, growing their own gardens and trying to help anyone we can as much as we can. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody for being such good support, being such a good group, good community, and sharing all the love and knowledge that we do have. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm trying to find the chat, guys, but I can't do it. I can't find chat, but I would like to say hey to chat, and give me just a minute, and I'll be in there. Sip of coffee and smoke them if you got them, guys. Let's hear it. What's everybody smoking on today? Myself, I just choked on some scissor hash from some clipping. Got a little trimming done, so that was all good. And I finally got to where I can see chat. Hopefully, it'll bring the chat up so I can see it. And I'll post link for Discord. So you guys have that. There's a link for Discord if anybody wants to join us in Discord. It does take a minute to level up, but just chill out and chat for a few minutes, guys, and you'll level up and you'll be able to see everything else that's going on in there. But yeah, yo boy, road boy, thanks for tuning in, brother. Thanks for being in chat. Hopefully we get somebody to join us here on the show. We can do some chatting and some talking. We're enjoying a nice quiet Sunday afternoon. Personally, last night we had a local dinner dance to go to, and they had free alcohol. And I partook in some wine last night. Even did a little dancing. Of course, today I'm regretting it, but hey, it was all about last night and having fun. So today we're just chilling, relaxing, having a good day, having a good smoke, and waiting on some sunshine, guys. Waiting on some sunshine to show up. Hopefully this will be the last gray day we have for a couple anyway. Everybody needs some good sunshine, get that vitamin D, get to feeling good. Yeah, free alcohol is always good. I might have had a little bit too much, to be honest with you. Made me crazy. A little bit of wine, and I'm not a drinker, so holy hoo-ha. Awesome. I'm glad you're getting some sunshine, brother. I can't wait. See if you can't send that this way. A little bit farther west. I'll take it. I shall take it. So, my friends, where is everybody at? What's everybody doing today? My goodness. It's 4 o'clock. It's SciEnts Sunday. Where's everybody at? Come on, it's only 7 after. Gotta have somebody got something to say, y'all. Somebody. Anybody got a question, an answer, an anecdote, a joke? You can tell me to go piss up a rope if you want to. Just say something. Just don't be so quiet. You gotta be so damn mad. So we've had a few more people join our Discord and some new growers, which is nice because it's always nice to have new growers. Gets you re-excited, kind of gets my fires going a little bit as far as reigniting my passion for starting from seed and that pheno hunt and searching out the females, the strong females, and just trying to get the best out of what you got, and having a million questions and just being, my head always wanting more knowledge. And I was glad I found the science guys because they've helped me in a lot of ways, not just in my grow. I've made some great friends. And so we invite you all to join us. You never know when you're going to make a new friend, make a new connection, and learn something new or be reminded of something that you may have forgotten. Because as we grow, we have a tendency to try new things, and if it works, well, then we do that. We continue to do that. But sometimes old things work just as well as new things. It's just all in preference, all in how you want to do it. How hands-on do you want to be? How much do you want to be involved? So it seems like I'm talking to myself today, so I'm going to try to keep talking. Um, Always remember, guys, it's a learning process. Every strain is different. Um, you can't, you know, it's always great to get advice, but you gotta go with what your gut's telling you to do. Um, and don't get too hard on yourself if something goes wrong. Sometimes, especially seeds, they don't always perform to their best. So if don't let that discourage you either. If you've got a seedling that looks like shit, it may just be a bad strain. It happens.
We can all kind of...
Lefty joined us. How you doing, brother Lefty?
Yeah,
Good to have you on the show, man.
Mine was a little bit different. It was behind yours by a couple of seconds. It sounded like
that's weird. I just got over to a buddy's house, and we're going to be doing a little bit of trimming.
Nice. What you trimming up?
Oh no, you're the product downstairs. First, have a little fun with some concentrates.
Oh, cool. Looks like Possum's joined us. Thanks for being with us today, Possum. Glad you could be on the show today. It seems like you've got your mic and everything figured out, so you could finally join us for one.
It's good to be here. It's only the second time.
So that's
I'm glad you could be on the show, brother. Is it? Oh boy, that's the newbie.
We're gonna get
ain't
that
it?
going tonight.
Very nice.
Island grower.
Very nice. We got Island Grower in the house. How we doing, brother?
I'm cool. You hear me?
Sweet. Oh yeah, we can hear you. Sound good.
Say again?
I say we can hear you. You sound good.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering. No, because I did the tiny chat before and you have to push to talk, so I thought you had to push to talk or something. So how's it going?
Oh, doing good, man. I'll tell you what, my veg is looking awesome today. I'm gonna have to take some cuttings, I think, soon, so I can have a little bit more room. Everything's getting big. I'm excited about it. I'm almost close to being able to flip something, I think. Getting big enough to flip, I think. Also getting some ladies ready to go out.
Yeah, same thing with me, man. I just transplanted about 6 more seedlings that I had in cups. So that means I got all 18 transplanted now. And I think the first 12 I'm going to put outside to flower just now. Or I may leave them get a little bigger before I transplant them again and then put outside. So the ones I transplanted today, those are going to go outside in the containers they're in now because those are a little bigger. But I have to buy some soil to transplant the others again. So, you know how it goes.
There's always something to do.
Shit, should I headset, man?
So, Possum, how are things rolling for you, brother?
Say again?
I'm doing pretty good. Just doing a lot of cloning.
Yeah. You know, that's part of it.
Yeah, I got that bucket going pretty good. I just got some of the early number 4 clones out of it yesterday and put some of the last ones in last night late. I took the number 3 clones out. They're doing very well.
Awesome.
It looks like it's going to be a fruit summer.
There you go.
Other than that, I'm just about to get a belt, put back on my tiller, and start working outside again. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Say again?
Definitely, we can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Your boy Roy Boy wants to know what strains of what, your boy Roy Boy. I've got a couple Bubblicious autos going in the veg. I've got a diesel mother. I've got an orange cookies mother. I've got 2 jelly bean mothers. I've also got a couple of gifts that I've received from my friend Undercover Grower. We're hoping he can join us today. He sent me a couple cuttings, and so now I have 9-pound hammer, some Tahoe Fire OG, some of that Killer Blue Dream.
Nice.
Oh man, you got some killer
Purple
strains, man.
Pie. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for Undercover Grower, I wouldn't have the killer strains that I do have. He really hooked me up.
There he is.
And I want to welcome him to the show, Undercover Grower, my brother from another mother. How we doing today, sir?
What's up, guys?
Undercover.
I'm a little late, but I'm here.
I'm glad you made it.
So who all we got today? I see Island Grove. What's up, buddy?
I'm there, chilling.
One of my new friends. We had a chance to talk a little bit, I think, last night, and yeah, that's cool. And who else? We got Possum on there even. Awesome.
Yep.
What's up, Possum?
Oh, just getting settled in for the second time around.
I hear you, buddy. I saw where you were test driving some of the larf on your ninja fruit.
Yeah, I just finished the last of it.
That always sucks, don't it?
I've got some more I can get later on.
Yeah, I kind of accidentally, but not so accidentally, broke off a branch of my 9-pound hammer this morning. So maybe by about Tuesday, I'll be able to roll one up of that.
There you go.
And give me a little taste of it.
Dry it in a paper bag. You'll be ready by Tuesday for sure.
I
And you
got
won't
it.
get that chlorophyll taste either.
I have 2 different size paper bags that I use just for that.
I got about 4
That's the best drying method, man.
The shit
As
is
soon as it
fail
comes out of the
safe.
bag, it's ready to go.
It's fail safe, you know, and it doesn't get that like if I just leave it hanging out.
The hay taste.
And it gets so brittle and it'll burn hot. In the very same amount of time in that bag, it has a good feel to it. It'll burn good. It don't burn hot, burn your lips, and it
doesn't dry out too quick.
Right, and it's a good representation of what's coming.
And it's like it sucks the chlorophyll out of it. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's my favorite drying method. And usually my plants ain't too big, so I don't need too many paper bags. So it's good.
There you go, bro. I actually, have you guys ever seen like NV Closet Med Grower? If you're familiar with him, he actually does. Man, when I was like in my teens, we grew a little bit, and I had this idea with a box and fishing line run across it, and hang your buds in there, and kind of get the same idea as the paper bag being the cardboard box.
The box draws out the moisture. Exactly.
And you know what? And all these years later, I hook up and start watching him, and he still does. He hangs his shit in a box. My very same concept that I dreamed up all these years ago. I'm like, holy shit, I've seen that before. I just, you know, I was really wild that somebody else.
And just now, someone's gonna capitalize on that shit. Sell you a box with fishing line tied through it and say that's a dryer.
Dude, did you see that IG post last week for that cure tube?
Yeah.
All it is those big cardboard drums with the ring lid on the top, and they're repurposing them, putting that cure tube logo on the side. And basically, I mean, you got various sizes. Like you could get a 30-gallon one. You could get a lot of fucking bud in a 30-gallon drum.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can.
You just turn the thing over, flip it over once or twice a week, and you're getting the same result, I guess, as the bag. But in one of these, it's a damn cardboard tube. You know, you find all sorts of shit stored in those things. But somebody's taking a basic concept. Yeah, somebody's just repurposing and fixing to make a bunch of money. You know, I don't grow near enough to fill up one of those fucking things. So not at one time,
right.
Anyway. You know, I'm good.
Maybe over a year's time.
Yeah, it was probably depending on the size of the buds. Naturally, you get a whole bunch of big colas in there, it fill up pretty quick. But
right.
I've made my mind up. So you know, I was wanting to take my room down after not this run, but after the next one.
Yeah.
I think before I do that, I want to do a monocrop of nothing but 9-pound. I want to flip about 15 of those motherfuckers at one time and do me a monocrop. I've not done a monocrop in a long time, and the last time was with Blue Dream, and it was outside. So I've really not done one inside. Oh yeah, see, in mine, that cut of mine it's a large producer, you know. I mean, it produces well, and you know, just big burly buds, and so going by what this one right here looks like, I could just imagine about 15 of them. And the one that my mom that I'm using for my mom right now, it's the bushiest one I've ever had. So if I could flip a bunch of them about that size, I'd have me something.
There you
so
go.
How long are you going to break them before you flip them, though?
Pardon?
How long are you gonna veg them before you flip them?
I can get them up in about 3 weeks' time in that flood tray. I can get them up to about 3 feet tall.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, they grow pretty damn fast in that thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, yeah, in that 3 feet, no, I shouldn't say 3 feet, but in that length of time, I can get them up taller than the tomato cage.
Oh, that's definitely
Hey,
worth
Gates
it, man.
Farm, thanks for tuning in and watching. Appreciate you being here. Humidor, your boy, Roy Boy. Shout out to you guys being in chat, holding it down. Love you guys.
I just got something that says YouTube has stopped. I don't know what that means. It just popped up on my screen.
I don't know.
Oh, that probably
I'm
means
pretty
the
sure
app
we're
just
still
stopped
good.
working in the background or something.
Huh? Could be. Awesome. So, are we expecting anyone else? Have you talked to anyone else?
You know what? I think this is it, and this is the show, guys.
Well, that'll work.
And
Green Diamond or somebody may jump in later on. You never know.
yeah,
I don't
that's
have.
just it. I know
I'm
people were busy today doing a bunch of stuff, so
I've been pretty busy myself. I've between the grow and running in and out mowing grass. I'll mow for a little bit, and I have to come in and take a little break. And so I've been kind of back and forth with that all day. I got quite a bit to mow, and it just, yeah, it takes all day. If I stick with it, it'll still take all day, but I have to take plenty of breaks.
I can barely
It's
hear it.
you
it's
got
a
to do what you got to do, man.
It's a 3 or 4 joint job, you know.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Sure enough. Let me get YouTube pulled up here and see who all may be in the chat.
So, do all you guys use cloner buckets, or what do you use to clone?
I use rapid rooters and it's a 50 site tray and just a dome.
Yeah, all those. Yeah.
I don't
Me
ever
personally,
clone that many.
I just
I can
started
fill it up.
cloning in perlite in little hempy cups. Like I take like
Right.
a small solo cup,
Yeah.
put like a hole about 1 inch up, fill it with perlite, and just stick the cuttings in there, and I'm getting pretty good success. No dome or anything, just out of direct light, and they usually clone within 2 weeks.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes, I am.
Or maybe it was Instagram. It may be you. I was seeing someone on Instagram, I remember a while back, and I thought, now there's somebody that's kind of unique. You don't see a lot of growers anymore in pure perlite.
Yeah, I tried a thing in pure perlite, but I don't like the growing in it because I don't water enough, so it doesn't really catch good enough, I guess.
I've
But
cloned in pure perlite.
cloning in the perlite, it works perfectly. I just cloned my White Widow. I got 3 clones off of her, and all 3 clones in the same cup. And I just wash out the perlite and transplant into the medium, and I'm good to go. I got 3 little clones coming up of my White Widow.
That's awesome. I have done it. I have cloned in perlite, and I was successful. And honestly, I just did it. I needed to get some cuttings that particular time, and had no cocoa, but I did have plenty of perlite. And I'm like, hey, I heard this will work, and I did it, and it was great. It was 3 different strains, and all 3 of them took. I was like, hell yeah! And it was actually seemed like it was a little quicker. Seemed like it might have been a couple of days faster that I've seen.
Strangely enough, yes, it does seem like it's fast. I guess it's the moisture that always stays around, but not on the cutting. So I guess the root goes searching for it.
Yep. Just like with the rapid rooters, I've learned. I've been doing it now with those with the rapid rooters, I guess about a year now, and I've learned that you can certainly get it too wet, and it will add days on your time as far as. I've actually had to pull them up
is not good. Too much moisture
and wring them out. Yeah, I've had them like, man, why is this one not rooting? And actually, it'd be too wet, and I'll just wring it out, squeeze it a little bit, and a couple of days later, here come the roots.
Yep, exactly.
It's pretty good.
Welcome, Jeep, to chat.
Let's see here.
Hey, Jeep.
Glad to have you, brother. Hope you're having a good one.
Hey guys, I'll have to drop out, and
All right,
I'll be
brother.
back on shortly. My phone just did that weird shit again because my son's trying to call me.
All right,
All
man.
right.
All
See you in a
right,
bit.
I'll be
No
back.
problem.
God damn it.
We'll see you when you get back.
Never
Hey, but
fails. Happens
I
every
see the
show.
screen still showing my name up there.
but Apprentice Grown.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried a Tiny Chat?
Tried what?
Tiny Chat.
No. What's
It's
that?
like a video conferencing type of get up as well, similar to this. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I haven't.
Okay, just wondering. Nah, that
No,
works
we
pretty
use this
good too. But
because it works
uh
for it works the best for YouTube being able to
yeah,
broadcast. So we
yeah, Google
use
Plus and stuff. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah. It just makes it easier to work.
True.
If we want to be able to use the platform, we have to follow their rules. So that's
Yeah,
what we're
that's
trying
true.
to do.
True, true. What was I gonna say? What do you guys know about Mr. Nice Trains, man?
I'm not familiar with him.
Mr. Nice
No, me neither.
Genetics. All they sell is regular seeds, and they got like mostly inbred lines and F1s and those things of original strains like Afghan, Northern Lights. What else do they have? Skunk. They have the hazes, like Super Silver Haze and all those. I got a whole bunch of their strains.
Have you
Won
popped
them on
anything yet?
auction. Their auction is awesome, man. You can get a pack of seeds for like 11 euros with 18 seeds in it. Good strains. You can find keepers in almost every one of their packs.
Now, have you popped a bunch of them so far?
Say again?
Have you popped a bunch of those seeds yet?
Yeah, I popped about 18 of them. 6 Mastic Haze, which is Mastic Kush Skunk, crossed with Haze. I popped 4 Ortega, which is like pure Afghan. I popped 4 Early Haze. And 4 Dreamtime, which is a mix of like just an open breeding with 4 different or 5 different strains in there. So I got a
Cool.
couple of good possibilities.
So that's a true pheno, huh?
Kinda, yeah, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna start because I got so much of those beans. I might just let the first ones run out and see what I get, and then the next round I might be doing some pheno hunting or something. But if I get a good male and a good female, I'll most likely be doing some breeding anyway. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Gotta start somewhere.
yeah. And I love this growing, man. I love it. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll be back in a little while. So peace out.
Peace out, brother. Take care. Good
Yeah, you
talking to you.
too.
Good talking to you.
All right, man. Take care. Talk to you later.
Hey,
So,
Bingus.
Bingus joined us. Brother Bingus. Much love, brother. Keeping it
awesome.
real.
While we do the show, I'm going to sit and dry trim some Master Kush. This will be the last one forever. This is the last clone that I had. This is the one that I'm pushing out of my stable. So, but it will be smoked this week.
How come you're pushing it out, just moving on to something else?
Well, I'm just tired of growing it. It's changed on me. It's not the last 3 that I've grown. After day 50, they start pushing dry nanners out the sides of the buds. There's no pollen in them, but they're there. Some branches, there might only be one. Some of them, there might be a whole bunch. And it's just not the same. It's not the same bud that I used to grow. This same plant, it's just different. It even smells different. It's not the same as it used to be. I don't know if it's some sort of genetic drift. I've heard of that, but I really think that I have experienced it with this particular strain. It
Well, just
looks
about every strain has a dark side too.
it looks different than it used to. It smells different. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's got a good high to it. it's got a good taste to it. It doesn't taste anything like it smells. It's kind of deceiving, but I'm just, I'm tired of fooling with it, and it's not that big of a yielder either. And it's just time to go and make room for others. I've actually replaced this one with two different strains.
Would that be the Brisker and the more Cowbell?
Well, the more Cowbell remains to be seen. The Brisker will definitely be hanging around for a while because I already know what's up with it. But as far as, my goal was originally to have a 6-strain stable, and I'm currently at 8. So I'll just stop there. And that's literally because I don't have my mom's tent is really not that big for anything else. I've got 8 different plants. Well, I actually have 7 plants in there, different strains, and the 8th one is in the veg tent with the other ones just because there's no room in the other tent.
Yeah. So, are you growing some for other people too?
Yeah, you might say that. I'm testing at the same time. I've got my normal stable, and Blue Dream pays the bills.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, I'd like to run that sometime soon.
The cut that I've got, I like it pretty well. It's a damn good yielder, and it's just damn good smoke, man. I seen a post on IG. Somebody was commenting on Rasta Jeff had put up big nice bud shot of a bud yesterday of Blue Dream, and that's what it said: Blue Dream paying the bills. Mm-hmm. And somebody had commented, and it's very true because it's almost become trendy to hate on Blue Dream. If you're somebody that's been growing for any length of time, then it's like it's trendy to hate on Blue Dream.
Mm.
And they've all grown it at least once, and anybody that has grown it is bound to love this shit. Blue Dream can make a first-time grower look like a fucking pro.
Really?
I ain't kidding you. It's very forgiving. It's not an advanced grower strain. It's not. It can take.
Sound like a good one for me.
It is. It's like, especially from Humboldt, it's very resistant to pest and mildew and shit. Yeah. And it's just a really forgiving strain. And in the end, you got a whole bunch of some fucking badass smoke. It is one. I'm not a big sativa guy, but I like Blue Dream, and it is a sativa heavy hybrid. Pardon?
I've only seen one specimen of it, and that one was excellent. It's some of the best I've ever seen.
The taste is unbelievable. My cut is very, very sweet. It's a really sweet blueberry taste. And it really comes through every fucking time. And that's one of the things I like about it the most. It's very, very resinous. Very.
Yeah. Huh. Well, taste is a lot of the experience for me. That and smell.
Same here, buddy. Same here. That's a lot of it. I've grown some weed before that was badass, and I fucked it up because I dried it too quick, and like all the terps be gone. The shit have no smell whatsoever, and it just breaks your heart,
Yeah. Yeah, we've all been there.
I tell you, I think as I get older, I'm settling in. The last few harvests, I've been playing around with like partial trimming, wet trimming. I'll never do that again. But then I've been playing around, depending on the strain, with how much leaf to actually leave on it. And I'm honestly, it's looking like whole plant is the fucking way to go, guys. As far as preserving your terps, it does take a little longer, depending on the conditions. But the shit holds the terps and that flavor just so much better. And what I've read, it makes perfect sense that when you leave a lot of the leaf material, not all your big fan leaves, of course, but a lot of those sugar leaves and stuff, and as it hangs, it encompasses the bud, creating a microclimate right around that bud, and it just preserves your terpenes and
I usually leave a lot of sugar leaf on mine.
I do too, and lately I've been leaving just like your big long petiole fan leaves. I'll knock those off, but like the ones that are at the base of the bud, hell, I've been leaving them and basically doing a whole plant hang. It's a little more difficult on the trim depending on the strain.
Yeah.
But you take that 9-pound hammer, you knock off 3 or 4 big fan leaves, and this son of a bitch is ready to hang because the leaf to calyx ratio is so low.
Man, I've been seeing some really pretty pictures on the internet of that 9-pound hammer.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them on IG that just, man, it makes that 9-pound
Yeah.
hammer just look amazing.
Oh,
It
just
really
make
does.
your eyes water.
Yeah.
My caption on mine the other day, I thought she has really outdone herself on this round. Do you know how gnarly the apprentice that last one I had was? It was really knotted up, the buds.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, well, this one is not quite as gnarly, but it is knotted up. Everything's just bigger. Just some big ass slugs on this one. Even the lowers are, they're fucking big nugs.
How about frost?
Completely covered.
Oh, good.
It looks white. It looks white.
Yeah.
It's so frosty.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does.
Love it.
Yeah, it'll never leave my stable. And see, that cut is straight from Jinx Proof. It ain't no bullshit.
That's the way I feel about that Ninja Fruit number 4 cut of mine. God, I'm loving fooling with those clones. They're just hairy beasts.
Hairy beasts. I love that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
I want to get me one of those little. They're like $20, man, on Amazon. You can plug it into your phone or your computer via USB, and it's a little macro lens or like a handheld micro.
Yeah.
You can do those macro shots and look at in between the damn trichomes. Yeah, I want to do that with some of my buds. I've got a scope and I can look at it, but I can't share it with the world.
Yeah.
But,
I usually just use an eyepiece from a telescope to look at trichomes.
Yeah, that would work. Yep, sure enough.
I have a jeweler's loop, a 30 times jeweler's loop that I use.
Nice.
Mine, I guess that's what mine is. It just a little fold out, and it's got a 30 and a 60, and each one has a light on it that you can turn on and off. Yeah. And it amazes me that, I filter my air 2 different times in that room. One is a scrubber, one's an exhaust, and there's not a place in the room that isn't turbulent. And it amazes me that every time I look at a bud, regardless of what part of the planet it comes from, with those scope, you'll see fucking like microfibers off your shirt. You know what I mean? Like just stuck to the fucker. Things that just float in the air, apparently, that you cannot see, will stick to your damn buds. And I find myself looking at them really close before I put them in my grinder in case there's a fucking dog hair or like a fiber out of my toboggan. I won't go in my grow room anymore with my toboggan on because I found on my last harvest, I found little red fibers stuck here and there and some buds. And what it was, Possum, was where I would walk in when I'd get home from work and I'd have that toboggan on. I would walk into the damn grow and walk right by a fan, and it would
blowing
blow
those fibers off your hat
straight off onto my goddamn garden.
Right on.
And at the time, I was oblivious to it.
Yeah.
Want to come in, you're not seeing your girls in 4.5 hours. You want to look at them.
Yep.
So, and that's how it was. And so at harvest, I'm thinking, what are these fucking red hairs all over? This don't belong. And then it dawned on me, man, the freaking red toboggan. Because you could tell that they were like nylon or some shit,
Right, yeah, you can really see them good.
Yep. And I'm not, I'm about, I ain't gonna say blind, but I do wear glasses. So even when I'm looking at them with my glasses on, I can't see that shit. Looks really
Yeah.
good. And then you get that scope out and you're like, oh my God, I can't smoke that.
I've seen John Burfello, I've seen him on YouTube, and he'll say, "What is this dark shit in my stuff?" And then he'll pick it out and he'll check it out. I mean, he's a stickler for not wearing clothes in and wearing them back out.
Oh,
He's a
wow. Yeah.
stickler for changing his clothes and taking a shower and stuff like that.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you spread all kinds of stuff if you don't.
I threatened for a long time. Apprentice may remember a long time ago, I was wanting a lab coat that I could hang by the door of my grow. And every time I go in there, just put it on, and anything that may be loose on my clothing can't be blown off, onto the plants. And it just sort of went to the wayside. I never did pull the trigger and order one. I think I found like some really 3/4 length, kind of not like a trench coat, but they go down past your ass for like $12.
Yeah.
But I just never did order the thing. It would be great. Just hang it on the door, on a nail right outside the door, and put it on before I go in and take it off when I come out.
Right. Well, that's the basic reason for using a lab coat.
Yeah. One of these days when I get really sophisticated, I'll have an airlock.
Yeah, but that's a lot of trouble.
Have a damn airlock. You got to go in there and get blown off and shit, and then you proceed on through the next door. Make sure that no germs. Have the sterile environment. Hell yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Have more in that damn in that clean room than you would the entire grow room.
Right. Where'd Apprentice go?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm not. I haven't left. I like listening to Undercover Grower talk about his stuff. I just love listening to him talk about his growing shit. So I have a tendency to daze out and just listen.
You got to stay after it. You really do.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is a commitment. That's for sure. I was talking with my brother earlier, and I mean, I'm basically halfway through this one. We're starting week 5 today. And so this is going to be the longest month of my life, this next month. So I'm really looking forward to the first week in June.
Oh, yeah.
That's everything's scheduled to come down, give or take a few days. And
the night comes down.
Not everything, actually. The first week in June, it'll be the purple pie and the blue dream. Those will be, because those went in at the very same time. Right. They're running on the same schedule. Everything else is about 14 days behind. Anyway, about 7 to 14 days behind. And which is one reason I did it that way is because there's 8 plants between the purple pie and the blue dream. And, I'm by myself. It's a lot to harvest and get hung up and out of the way for one fucking dude.
No, it is. You are absolutely right. That is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Prison.
I'm going to have to get me some more bins or some more buckets or something, because there's no way that I can get that shit trimmed up, like all by myself. It'll be something that I'll have to do over a couple of weeks' time.
I talked to an old friend of mine the other day, and he was saying that, having hobbies and growing things, is okay if it don't take all your time. But he don't realize that farming is a full-time job, 24/7, 360-something days a year.
See, the term hobby grower, I don't get that.
It's not a hobby. You're either growing or
you're a grower or you're not, in my opinion.
To be good, it takes dedication, and you do it every day.
Right. I don't even look at this as a hobby. I do not. This is
this is
I do this. This is a love. I do it because I love the plant.
Amen.
It is my medicine. And honestly, it's therapeutic for me. The growing itself is very, very. It's half of the medicine for me.
It's
Is
like
just
meditation.
raising the shit. That part of it, it depends on, I guess, what you consider a hobby. To whether or not I could consider my growing a hobby. I figure my level of commitment exceeds hobby.
No, it does. I would say it does. I think, and that's a lot to do with in the Science Network in Discord. You'll notice, and I've noticed who is, who's growing and who's, or who's serious and who's just,
going to see if they can do it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm really proud of a lot of the guys that have joined this group. They're not just here to take away from the group. Everybody wants to help everybody be a better grower. And that's one thing that I take pride in, is being able to help anybody in any way I can, even if it's just pointing them to somebody else that I know has more knowledge than me. And I can say, hey, this person can help you a lot better than I can, or this person can help you a lot better than I can, or, this person's in DWC and that's what you're trying to do, talk to them, or this person's in Cocoa, talk to this person. And that's what this community is. It's just about sharing that knowledge and that love, and we're all better for it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching everybody come together for Gingy on Discord.
Yeah, well, and that's what it's all about, she is a sponge. She is sucking up everything. I'll guarantee you, she's got a notebook just packed full of notes. And
I've seen something, one of her comments on, I guess it was yesterday morning, and we were all putting I forget what the question was, maybe about temperature or something, but she commented, seemed like she said, this brings up the question, should I do this now? And Jeep was quick to say, you don't need to worry about these things now. Right now you just be patient and do what you're doing and get your seedlings up and prepare for things and keep the notes for things that will come in when you get to that point, and that may have eased her mind a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I've enjoyed watching what she's doing.
Yeah.
Hey, American One. See you join us there in chat. Nice to have you.
Forgot all about the YouTube.
That's what I like about the SciEnts Sunday show, is that we're just growers sitting here talking about grows, and we're trying to help anybody that we can. And that's what the show is about. It's about love. It's about community, sharing the knowledge, spreading the love, and, advancing each other for the best medication that we can produce. And, all of us are producing for one reason or another, but it's because we're medicating some problem or another that we have. And, it's all for the best. It truly is all for the best. When you can help somebody get the medicine that they need, that makes you feel good.
Dub T. Roy. How you doing, buddy? Well, a lot of you might not know it, but this is the first grow that I've had in a long time. I got sick a long time ago, and it took me a while to get over all of that. I'm disabled now. Arthritis has caught up with me. I don't work anymore, and I've got a lot of time to look after plants that I didn't have before.
So it makes you a better grower for it, though, because now you can dedicate yourself to it.
Yeah. Well, I've always been somewhat of a frustrated farmer. I studied agriculture in high school because I couldn't get in the shop. And I hated agriculture back then, but thinking back on it, I got a good teaching from not only my daddy and my granddaddy, but the teachers that I had at school were some of the best agriculturalists in the state.
Well, you can't go wrong there.
Yeah, I got really lucky. And I got looking for a replacement for my old stock seeds that went bad and didn't get stored very well, and they quit producing. And I found Mardover, and he fixed me up with the ninja fruit, and the rest is history.
Well, I think you need some more strains than just the ninja fruit, though.
Well, I've got that Bubblicious going, and just all in due time. I'll catch up with y'all eventually.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have you've got a package coming.
Nah, no hurry. I've got clones rolling out my ears out here. I'm gonna cover the countryside with them probably.
There you go. Get that ninja fruit growing, brother. Spread the love.
Well, I just had another one of my local guys contact me a little while ago, so that's number 3. So looks like I've
Wow.
got a good thing going here.
Heck yeah, man. It's always good to help somebody else out.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them has just got a diagnosis of something really serious, and they put him on some heavy medication, and he's trying to do something else.
I don't blame them a bit. I do
Well,
not
I'm
like
gonna
the
have to
heavy
do something else.
medications, unless it's a heavy indica.
Well, we're
I'll
gonna get
take
him
that
fixed
every
up.
day.
But I like
And that's
being part of a group that cares about people, and it makes me want to do more.
Yeah, it does. It makes me want to do more too, and that's where, like, even if I don't have an answer for somebody, I'm gonna try to find the person that does have the answer and get those two people in contact. That
Yeah.
way, it's firsthand information, and you can get a lot more firsthand than you can if you're trying to pass information along to somebody and back and forth and trying to play middleman. If you can just step out of the way and allow those two people to communicate, there's nothing better.
Well, me not trying to be commercial, it makes it a lot easier for me. I think it does.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just, mine is all personal. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to produce for anybody but
Yeah.
myself. If I happen to get more than I can use, then so be it.
No,
But
I've got a couple of people that are asking me if I could supply them with stuff too. It ain't just places that it's legal. People are looking for answers everywhere.
oh yeah, everybody wants the best that they can get, and a lot of people are realizing that the more natural you go with your medication, the better off you're going to be in the long run because you don't have all the goddamn side effects that all these, pre-processed and over uh, commercialized and over frickin' just it's ridiculous, the medications that they're trying to push down our throats. Jesus, it's like the
Well, they've been
government's
doing
just
it a
trying to
long
kill
time.
us.
Been doing it a long time.
Oh yeah, too long, way too long.
Well, that's fixing to change.
There's a huge wave. There is a huge wave across the country that you know all these closet growers, all these homies and gromies and indoor closet cases that have never had the opportunity to you know stand up, and everybody's starting to realize that cannabis is more widely used and more widely available than they want it to be. And I think if the government doesn't step up and do something about it, the nation is going to do something
Yeah, the
about it.
people will.
That's exactly right.
That's
Because
what's
the power
already
really
happening.
rests with the people.
Yeah, that's what's already happening.
And I'm glad that we are here. No, I'm glad that we've got this community where we can band together and we can grow stronger. And we're only 42 strong right now, but we've come from, I think, a group of like 3 or 4 to a group of 42 now. And not everybody's active, but the opportunity is there. If you want to advance your grow, it's just a matter of asking questions or taking notes, really, because a lot of people are asking a lot of great questions, and there's a lot of great answers and information out there. Not only that, but we've got links that we share in certain pages that is always going to be there. They're never going to go away, and it's just building that library of knowledge that we can all tap into at any time.
And I'll tell you what, me personally, you get more out of it than that if you want. Look at you and I, for instance.
Exactly.
we've forged a hell of a good friendship in the process, totally organically, and to me that's a huge bonus of being in this whole community. I've met a lot of people that whom I've never laid eyes on in person that I look forward to talking to at least once a week, and and communicating with. And hell, you and I talk every day.
Oh yeah, at least
Mostly,
a couple,
mostly
2-3
several
times a
times.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if nothing else, we're gonna get together to give Mike hell, right?
Well, that's right. We can always get together and give Mike hell because he'll take it.
And that was something that I never, it's just a bonus because I never even had thought about it. I wasn't looking for friends when I joined in. I was looking for somewhere that I could share, because I'm doing what I do. It ain't like I can go and tell people.
Right. You got to have you got to have an outlet, and that's what it does. It gives us all an outlet.
And I just, I'm glad I made that move.
Well, I'm sure glad to be here. I'm glad that we have this opportunity to share the Science Network and to do this Sunday show and talk about growing and talk about the community and talk about.
I just found 4 seeds in this shit.
In what?
I just found 4 seeds. Yeah, maybe those nanners did have a little pollen in them.
In the Master Kush?
Yep, right on the lowers. I did on the last one too. Right, a lot of the lowers down in the larf.
Well, there you go. Freebie.
They're just little. They're not even developed. They're just little preemies. Like I say, it doesn't start that nanner shit until after day 50, and it's only a fucking 60-day strain.
Yeah.
So it's just fucking weird.
It does sound weird.
Yeah, I swear I think it's done that drift thing on me. First 4 or 5 times I grew it, it was amazing. I mean, it looked different. It smelled different.
Well, tell me, what's your favorite of the strains you've run so far?
Oh God. Well, there's a couple that I just don't run anymore that I still like. Skywalker OG is one of my favorites. I ran that for a long time. Alien Rift, I ran that for a while. Let me think. Bubblegum. I've never run any Gorilla Glue, but I would like to. I really don't know. My favorite strain sort of evolves. Like, it depends on, like, if you ask me what my favorite strain is this week, in a month, it might be different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's,
afraid I do.
One reason, I guess the main reason I do keep so many different strains in my stable is because I have to switch up so much. I get burnt out really easy. Not really so much the buzz, but that flavor. Like I'll smoke the same kind for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll switch up. And just switching that profile, it's like it hits like a ton of bricks, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on that 3rd day, and you switch up, it's a whole different cannabinoid profile. It just slams your ass.
It'll be real nice when I can get to where I can have several strains in jars and I can just pick one.
That's where I'm at. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest, man. It takes a long time to get there. It really does.
Yeah, I've been watching Vader do it for a while.
Yeah, it's it's like I was telling Apprentice. I've been at this for going on 6 years, and I'm just now, in the past year and a half, got to where I could grow enough of multiple strains and have enough to last from harvest to harvest.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it requires a lot of plants on hand at one time. Between my flower, my mom's tent, and my veg tent, there's over 60 plants in there.
Wow.
It's but they cycle out, fairly quick.
Yeah.
If if you really think about it. By the time these get big enough to flower, these over here are big enough to go into 2 gallons, and then just work their way on up.
So you're doing a perpetual grow in other words.
Do what?
You're doing a perpetual grow.
Yes. My stable is perpetual, and I run testers in between. Put it that at the same time.
Right.
Put it that way. I
Sound
got
like
enough room. I've got enough room where I can flower like 1 or 2 of each of my stable on every run, and whatever tester beans I'm flowering at the same time.
Yeah.
Is my goal, and I'm
Sounds
pretty
like a
much
winner.
there.
Now, how far in are the Banana Jack? I know you just flipped that, what, a week, 2 weeks ago?
The Banana Jack is the one I just flipped a week ago. Actually, it's been 14 days. Is that Blue City Diesel?
Oh, okay, that's right.
The Banana Jack number 7 is, if you look at the grow, it is the one beside of the biggest one on the far left. It's actually one that grew up in between the lights, and I just left it there. Fuck it, it's still up in between the lights.
Is that the one that's hugging the TMB Naturals bottle?
No, that's a Blue Dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the Banana Jack is actually the one that grew way up in between the lights. Now, that one is long and lanky, and the one that's in the veg tent or the mom's tent is much bushier, and it smells the same, but it's got a garlic kind of a back end to it. It's like banana peels and garlic, if that makes any sense.
Sounds interesting to me.
It is. It's a very, very peculiar smell, and she is really starting to pack on the frost. If put it this way, that's another TGA strain from Subcool, and if it's anything like the 9-pound hammer or the locomotion, yeah, it's gonna be another sticky, icky.
Reckon how dense the buds will be.
From all the pictures that I've seen, they're about like the 9-pound. They're really dense.
Ooh.
With very low calyx to leaf ratio.
You mean leaf to calyx?
Yeah, that's what I like. I don't like a really leafy bud.
Yeah.
They're harder to trim. They take longer to dry and cure, and they're typically a leafy bud isn't going to be as dense and hard. The 9-pound, when it's cured out, that shit's hard as a rock, and really dense. Whereas, like my Blue Dream, it's a little more leafy structure, and it's they're big and compact buds, but they do have some squeeze to them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
They will give a little.
Well, that's the indica dominance, though. I mean, I think.
Well, the Blue Dream is a sativa dominant.
Sativa. My bad. I meant sativa. I don't know why I said indica.
Yeah, it's but yeah, you're probably right. That has a lot to do with it. I have seen phenos that were less leafy than mine, and then when you take that one that I've got under that LED, that purple LED, it changes things up a little bit. The bud structure is slightly different under that thing than it is under the HID lights.
Is it thicker?
I won't say thicker. They're structured a little different. If the light is not completely right down on the motherfucker, it's almost like it tries to stretch to the light, like it's hungry for light, and therefore the buds they almost look sparse. You know what I mean? It's
right. Spaced.
They're just not drawn up as tight as they are underneath the HIDs. They don't lose any frost, that's for certain. I guess you could say if I was an extract guy, if I was pressing the buds, those that are grown under that LED, and let's say if I raised it up a foot off the plant, it would cause those buds to do that. In which case, it would be more surface area for trichomes, and that would make a better bud to be squeezed and make extracts out of than one that's more compact. Well, I just got one dry trimmed. Whole bunch to go.
And
I don't know. This plant, it was the smallest one of the two. I might get 2 ounces out of this thing. I doubt it. But
I mean, 2 ounces ain't bad though.
Well, you know, I mean, it's 2 ounces of just some what I call filler pot. You know what I mean? Like, say if I'm running low on something else, I can take and put a bud of this and a bud of that in the grinder and mix the both up and be just fine. And, you know, it's just a good filler because it's got quite a bit of potency by itself. So it's, I like to call it filler dope or filler pot. It'll fill the paper up when nothing else is around.
Sounds a lot better than nothing.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely better than nothing. And I'll tell you what makes it real good. Taking chop up or grind it a bit up, and I use a roller, and I'll pack a little bit into the roller, and then roll up one of those snakes, lay it in there, and then put the rest on top of it, pack it in, and then throw the paper around that bad boy. Yeah, that'll turn fucking yard grass into good weed.
That sounds
like nothing wrong with some good concentrates. I'll tell you what, we've got some awesome guys in the group that make some awesome concentrates.
That stuff we do.
Lefty's been smoking on that Marduber did. I'll tell you what, that looks amazing. Mischief Mike's been doing some pressing, and his stuff has been coming out golden and looking really amazing too. I hope I get a chance to test some of that out.
Had anybody see that post from OD1 cannabinoid on IG? That really clear yellow, dude, it looked like lemon freaking Jolly Ranchers. It was clearer than a lemon Jolly Rancher. Put it that way. That shit was amazing. I even commented twice on it.
I have to go look at it.
It was epic for real, man. I'm pretty sure it was OD1 cannabinoid. Yeah, go check that out. It's crazy. And it was just some trim, he said. That he just did it out of some old trim that he had. And my God. Did anybody see the little video? It was like 3 or 4 of the video post from, pretty sure it was Envy My Closet Grow. And he was doing the dry ice bubble bags for the dry sift.
I hadn't seen that one.
My God, dude, he had like a big piece of glass laying on the carpet, and I'm going to say like a 2 foot by 2 foot square glass, plenty of room, and had a freaking, like a drywall scraper, a big 4-inch, 5-inch scraper scraping this shit up. And I'm talking about, man, he would shake that thing around for a little bit and scrape this shit up. And in just no time, he had half of a goddamn mayonnaise jar full of this shit.
Wow.
It was amazing. I bet you he got at least an ounce or 2 of dry sift. It was a bunch.
Man,
shit was beautiful.
Nice.
Cool.
It had that same color apprentice as what I got out of that box that a while back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, it had that same color. It was nice.
Now, have you picked yourself up a press yet?
No, I still haven't messed with any of that. My brother and I are talking about maybe building one. That's the kind of guy I am. I can build one, and it'll, you know what I mean? It'll be custom for me. I can make it do what I want it to do.
Yep.
The way I want it to. But honestly, and I have to be careful on that kind of shit anyway. You know why? So I really don't want to delve into it too much, but I would like to start out light and kind of. They've got these things at the local smoke shop. They've got everything that you need there, including what I call a beginner's set, and it looks like a damn big hair straightener. This thing is probably a foot or so, maybe longer, and it's made like a hair straightener. It's just a fulcrum type thing, and it has 2 plates on it, probably about twice the size of a business card. Each plate is. Each plate has temperature controllers, and you put your shit in there and you squeeze it and operate it just like you would a homemade press out of a hair straightener. Well, and it's got the gauges and stuff. So that would make it a lot better than just a plain hair straightener, but the same concept. And what people are doing is getting these bar clamps and adding them to that. Like they'll squeeze it as tight as they can and then add that bar clamp to it. Hell, that'll put 600 pounds more pressure on the fucking thing, because they're like those ratchets. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's a bar clamp. They're like they clamp wood together to be glued and shit, to make a table or something. But anyway, and using those to squeeze bud. But this apparatus that I speak of is $80. The one that they've got up there is $80. And to me, it seems practical to go light and spend $80 on that thing just to see if I can really do it. And I want to get into that kind of shit, because I'll just be honest with you, man. I put a lot of heart and soul into growing my buds, and I really can't imagine mashing the fuck out of one of them and not smoking it.
I would do it with just the trim. I wouldn't mess with doing it with any bud unless it's just small larf that,
Right. And that's probably what would go in. But, you see people put these big ass pretty nugs in there.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen people press nugs that it's like, holy shit, why are you pressing that? Smoke that.
Yeah, no
But,
shit.
I'm a bud man. I prefer flower. I'm
old school.
I like
I'm a
concentrates,
flower and a joint guy. And,
yeah.
But I am starting to like the BHO and the snakes.
I'll tell you
I just
what.
have to really be careful with it.
Well, it's everything in moderation, really. There's
Exactly.
a place for taking a toke because it's a more upfront thing for me, as far as experience. The oil is a more behind the scenes kind of thing, where it just takes care of my pain bigger for the most part.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
And and there's a community thing too when you're smoking flower. I think there's more of a common bond as far as
it's more of a social. It makes it more of a social drug at that point. Well, I don't like the term marijuana. Cannabis has always been looked at and viewed by me personally as a social drug. I've been a crackhead. I've been a fucking meth addict and all this bullshit back in the past. But all of that kind of shit, you tend to hide up and do yourself, If you got weed, you look for somebody to share that joint with and talk and hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's totally different. It has a whole social realm to it, where other shit, real drugs, as you could say, it's not like that. The people want to tend to hog all that up themselves, and not share and be a damn recluse. Whereas cannabis is not like that at all. Not for me.
Well, depending on if
right.
indica or not, if I've got some good indica, I'm going to be in the couch.
There you go, bud. And that's my speed, Possum. That's what, when I think of getting stoned, that's what I think of. To me, that is getting stoned. That couch lock, laid back, no ambition. Done got my whole day done, and I deserve to kick back and feel great for a while, and that's what'll do it for a good strong indica. And I do achieve that with the 9-pound hammer. That shit makes me go to bed. It's good nighttime weed. I will give it that. It's not something you want to smoke and go to work.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that I did wrong so many times back in the past because I had really no idea of the difference between a sativa and an indica.
Right.
Basically,
Right.
I just thought pot was pot, and all of it to just knock you crazy.
Yep.
Every time I ever did it, my daddy always said my eyes looked like two piss holes in the snow.
Yep, same here. Yeah, mine will still get like that depending on what strain I'm smoking. But I'm the very same way. It's I guess I always knew the difference between us indica and sativa, but until I got, say, past 40 years old, only then did I come to appreciate the difference between the two. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't make a damn. If I had a bag of weed, I'd smoke it the same amount in the morning as I did in the evening, and it to me it was smoking weed, and that was it. Only now, and since I've gotten older, have I got to where this is my nighttime variety. This is what I'm going to smoke at lunch. This is what I smoke on the way to work to get my day going after my coffee.
Yeah.
Locomotion is my favorite breakfast.
Well, that's something that a lot of people that I talk to, who don't use cannabis, that's one thing that they didn't really understand is the difference between them, and I've tried my best to make them aware that there's several different strains, and you use them for different things, and if you use them for the wrong thing, and you got that to challenge you to get things done.
That's right. Hey guys, I'm not gonna break off, but I need to. I'm gonna step away from a minute. It's just about time for my lights to go out, and I need to go in here and button everything up right quick. I'll be right back.
Get her done, brother.
Yeah, he's after it.
He's always after it. That man is. He's always in the garden. Even when he's working, I swear his head is always in his garden.
Well, he's come a long way from where he started.
Oh, hell yeah, he has. I'll tell you what, he's overcome a lot of fucking demons.
Yeah, ain't
to
we
get
all?
Where he's at now.
Yeah, buddy.
I'll tell you what, I truly feel for you. I know what it's like to be put on disability and have your whole world flipped upside down because of something that you don't have any goddamn control over.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, that's right. All we can do is make the best of it and keep going. And when we do that, when we realize that, it makes us a better, stronger person for it.
Well, I was wanting to work until, I was ready to retire and all of that, it just ain't going to happen. Much as I would like it to, it just ain't possible.
Yeah.
And now that I'm not working anymore, I'm glad to have the time.
Exactly. It gives you time to appreciate the time that you have.
Well, see, my focus is not on money anymore.
Yeah.
It's about what I do and who I am.
Yep. Exactly.
And one thing I'm about is getting these other people started right.
Well, and when your concern is for someone else and their well-being, and you're not, when you're not focused on your own self crap, it gives you more than you realize, because you can really focus that energy and really put a lot into it, and you get a lot more out of it because you've given so much to it, and it doesn't have to be physical, just sharing that knowledge is huge.
Well, I try not to make everything about me anymore. I did that for a lot of years and caused me and a lot of people other grief, So I live a simple life, and I'll piddle here with my songs on the internet every once in a while and just play with my plants. That's what I want to do.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And as long as you love what you're doing what you love.
Yeah, I do love it.
You're never going to be unhappy.
Yeah, I do love it. And it's time. I've lived my life hiding, and not doing what I really knew to be right. And now I'm old. I just don't care anymore. I know I'm wrong, but I'm just old and I'm tired. I want to do this before there ain't no time left.
Yeah, and you got to take advantage of the time that you got to take advantage of today because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. None of us
You
are.
got that right.
And you have to enjoy what you've got right now because if you can't enjoy what you got right now, you're never gonna find any peace.
Well, I'm really enjoying that ninja fruit.
See, and that's true peace. That's true peace.
Just watching them grow and seeing what they do, it just tickles the shit out of me.
It's amazing to watch a plant go from a flower, or well, from a green bush to into the flowering stage and watch it start to produce trichomes and watch those trichomes start to get,
Yeah.
frostier, watch them cloud up a little bit and watch them start to turn amber. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the fire of it. And I was surprised at the difference in the strains that I got and the seeds that I had. You know, just the four that survived. They're all totally different. Two of them look kind of
Isn't that
similar, but they smell totally different.
isn't that amazing? Because I've got two jelly bean right now, and one of them is. I mean, you can look at them both. One of them is totally an indica dominant, and one of them is totally sativa dominant.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah, I
can look
hear
at
you.
them and you're like, oh, that one's sativa, and that one's indica, but it's literally the same seed. Just one of them has more indica dominance, and one of them has more sativa dominance. And to me, that's awesome. Like that,
Well, there was
you
one of
know.
my ninja fruit plants that I thought there was something wrong with it. I think it's just because it's a sativa
Hmm.
dominant plant, And I've got two of those. They both look the same. Their leaf structure is long and thin. The other two
Yeah,
is short and kind of wide. It's cool.
definite difference there. It is really cool, and it's cool the difference in between the two sativas too. How you said that they completely smell different than each other.
Well, that
I
number
love
two
that.
is a dark purple and has been from day one. I mean, when it started turning purple, boom, it was just a dark purple. And number four is a little purple, but she's just got that white hair everywhere.
And I've heard people say that with the ninja fruit, the purple one is way more fruity, but the high isn't as good. And with the greener one that will have a tendency to get a little bit of color into it, it's a um, much more soothing, much more relaxing high. From what
Yeah.
I've heard about it from
Well,
other
the
people who
pheno that
smoked it.
I'm looking for is the E3 that Ninja had that they did on the Ninja Fruit Gauntlet that him and Vader did. My favorite movie of
Oh
all
yeah,
time. But that
no
E3
kidding.
cut, he said it looked like the old haze, but it was purple. He said it didn't look like a strain that you would keep. He said it looked like old school weed, and the resin production was just nothing to speak of is what I got out of it. And it just knocks them all sideways. So that's what I'm looking
Nothing
for.
wrong with that. Hell yeah. I love it when I can find something that'll just put me right in the dirt. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, wow, this stuff is, yeah.
Well, that one they remembered for sure. That one cut out of all of those that they tried on that Ninja Fruit Gauntlet, and they hit 11 bowls straight. They said that was the cut that they remembered, specifically. So that's what I'm wanting to find. So eventually I'll seed something out and I'll get it.
Oh, yeah, you'll find it. Yeah, if you're looking for it, you're definitely going to find it. That's one thing about it is, when you're strain hunting like that, you've got the potential to find something amazing. And I was listening to the Dude Grows show this morning, and they had posted the Jinx Proof interview, and I'll tell you what,
And Jinx.
Jinxie is one amazing dude. I love listening to him talk about, you know, how he's come up through the ranks and everything, and he's such a humble guy. Like he's just so humble and so caring and so giving. You know, he's truly inspirational.
Yeah, he does a lot for the autism group.
He does a lot for veterans, autism. Like he was explaining on the show, if you know, he's got strains that are for veterans, and if you show up, he just gives them to you because that's why he did it. Yep, if you're a veteran.
That's cool.
That's really cool. You know, and he didn't start out trying to be something that he wasn't. He started out, you know, just humble and just doing what he does, and
I hadn't been following
it turned
him
into something big for him.
Instagram. But I love watching that 9-pound hammer. You know, those pictures he's been showing. God, that's just some of the most beautiful buds I've ever seen.
It really is. The structure, it's just, it's pretty frosty. The frostiness on it. I haven't seen one that didn't just glisten because it was frosty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I hope my ninja fruit looks pretty like that. I'm sure it will.
Possum.
Hey.
If you want to cut that 9-pound hammer, I can hook you right up, buddy.
Well, we might do that here pretty quick.
Yeah, I ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a couple of shippers to come back, and then won't be nothing but a thing.
Well, there you go. Just keep me posted.
Yep, I'll do it. Apprentice, I kind of figured those things had been back today.
I thought they'd have been there, but you know something, brother? I want to talk to you a little bit later.
Okay.
There was a mistake made on my end.
All right.
But yeah.
Cool.
We'll talk about that later on. No, that is totally my huge. I made the mistake. But yeah. Everything has been fixed though. I made a mistake and I had to fix it. So.
Saying where Dober are. I ain't sure where Dober's at today. He's probably busy doing something.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Mardober. He is busy as a cat covered in shit right now. All the stuff he's got going on. Yeah, he's busy. Lefty did join us a little bit earlier. He was helping a buddy of his do some trimming and stuff, and they were gonna play around. I just found a bag seed.
Hey.
Now I really need to know what we're smoking on. Bonus. Hell yeah, nothing wrong with a bag seed. Especially this bud looks pretty good too.
Yeah, Roy Boy is saying in chat he's growing hammer. Jinx is hammering a 9 crack by 9-pound hammer and a mother tongue.
Yeah, man.
Not familiar with mother tongue.
That mother's tongue, he's been posting a lot of pictures of that, and that is one frosty looking girl too. I'm here to tell you right now, that's very impressive looking weed.
Yeah, maybe I just looked over it or something. I've looked at so much stuff on Instagram here lately.
Mother's tongue is popular in Canada.
Is it?
Yeah, and there's I forget who puts that out, but there's a mother's tongue, a grandpa's breath, and now they've got one where they merge the two and they call it it's called give me a second. Give me just a second, and I'll think of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. That's where I was going with it. But it's a new cross. Just give me a second. I'll think of it.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
You get 62 though. You know, I've got an excuse.
Yeah.
You get high. That's good enough excuse. just being high is good enough excuse.
I know what it's called. It's called false teeth.
Oh, really?
Yes, I just thought it's false teeth. It's mother's tongue and grandpa's breath.
Oh shit.
Yep, they're calling it false teeth.
The names they come up with.
I forget who the breeder is though. It's somebody up in I'm pretty sure in Canada. But it's some
Is it
fire
our
ass
favorite
looking breath.
Canadian breeder?
Yeah. No, it ain't Doobie.
All right, Dub T. Roy, you take it easy now. We are coming up on an hour and a half here, guys. The show has really flown right by. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. Actually, I was thinking an hour and a half is pretty good. I don't know if everybody's listening right through the end of the show, but we've got 7 people watching. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to watch. I know everybody's going to try probably to listen to it at a different time. Not everybody can tune in at this time, which, hey, that's fine. If you've got a better time, if anybody's got a better time to put the show on, maybe earlier, maybe you guys want it on later, who knows? You know, you can always call that number, the Science Network number, and ask us a question or, you know, whatever. If you've got questions, if you've got answers, if you've got problems, if you want to tell us to burn one, you know, if you want to send us something to test, get a hold of the number. It's on the Science Network.
See you later, Red Lake Fire.
I got a sharpen.
Take it easy, brothers. I want to give Possum a chance to have any last words. Appreciate you being on the show today with us, brother.
It's good to be here. I try not to say too much. I usually get in trouble when I talk too long. That's what my wife tells me anyway. But I just, you know, enjoying my grow and sharing with you guys. I appreciate y'all helping me. You know, if you see something wrong, you quick to tell me, and you know, you quick to tell me when I'm doing something right. And so far, most of what I've been doing is right. So I appreciate y'all letting me know it. Appreciate you letting me hang around.
We appreciate having you, man. You've got a lot to offer. You got a lot to share. Don't sell yourself short, because you are part of this group. Part of that wealth of knowledge.
I didn't realize yesterday I moved up to 21 in level on the Discord, and at least on the blue label. On my laptop, on the orange label, I think I'm like 10 or 12. But anyway, it said that I was number 6 out of 46 people. I didn't realize that I started that early. You know, I didn't realize I was like a founding member of the Discord server.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many people were actually in the Discord server. I mean, that's awesome. That's almost 50 people in a few months.
Yep. And there's still several that I've never talked to or never seen in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody participates, and that's okay. You know, that's the good thing about Discord is you can gather information without participating at all. You know, if you can follow along and read along and chat and take some notes, you can learn a lot just by being an observer.
Well, I used to lurk around a whole lot of sites, you know, back in the old days.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm too social. I can't just get in and not say anything, you know, especially if somebody makes a good point and I want to add to it. Well, hell, I got to type and say something, you know.
I'm a possum. I ride the shadows.
I hear you, brother.
Well, Undercover, do you have anything that you would like to say before we end the show?
Not really, man. Just the same old. I'm glad everybody showed up. The ones that did. Glad you came and hung out with us. Most of them are the regulars, are here every week. Cumador, your boy Roy, all those guys. The American one. And Dub T. He left a comment a while back that he figured that he and I were a whole lot alike, and I think he's right. I've watched a few of his videos, and Dub would be somebody I could hang out with for sure. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for coming, man, and you know my saying, to keep growing and smoking and knocking prohibition down, folks.
Amen, brother.
Into that.
I appreciate having you all on the show today. I appreciate y'all helping me make this a show. Without you guys being on the panel, it really does not make a show. Especially if you listen to about the first 10 minutes where I was talking to myself and there was a lot of quiet going on.
Man,
But anyway,
honestly,
I really do appreciate you guys.
I had just came back in, man, to get my drink from mowing and seen your text on there that you were by yourself. I was like, holy shit, let me help him out. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad you stepped up. You do every week though, man. So yeah, props to you.
SciEnts Sunday doesn't go out unless we do it. We can't have a show unless somebody makes it happen.
That's
And
right.
if it's got to be me, then it's got to be me. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I appreciate y'all.
Awesome.
I appreciate everybody in chat. I appreciate everybody who watches or listens to the show. Give us a thumbs up. Share the link. Share the Discord link if you can. And get the word out, guys. We're just here in love. We're here to grow. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I want to give a great big shout out to everybody in the science community, whether you're active, non-active, whether you say hi or don't. We love you all the same, and we're glad to have y'all. And with that, that is SciEnts Sunday, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Keep growing, keep smoking, and keep knocking prohibition in the ass, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
See y'all.
Peace out, guys. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.